Hey y'all, welcome back to How Do You Cook Back to Basics. My name is Andrea, and for those of you that are new, welcome. I am so glad you're here. So in today's video, I thought I would share something a little bit different for you all. I had a viewer a while back ask me to make a hummingbird cake for her. And a little bit of transparency here, y'all. I have never made a hummingbird cake before. I've never even tasted a hummingbird cake before. So I went on the search looking for a hummingbird cake recipe, and I found one in the Dollywood Presents Tennessee Mountain Home Cooking Cookbook. So this is going to be a first for me, and I hope you all enjoy this video, so let's get started. First thing you need to do is set your oven to 350 degrees and let that be preheating before you do anything. So we're going to turn this on, preheat it at 350 degrees while you're prepping everything else. So the recipe calls for 3 9-inch cake pans. And with this cake pan, I'm going to add a little bit of butter to the pan. I'm going to use it with my paper towel and just spread the butter all the way around. Make sure you get all the corners, all the sides. I've already done my other two, but I thought I'd share with you how I do this. We'll grab a little bit of flour. We're going to put that down in there. Now to move this flour around, I usually put it above a trash can and do it that way. And what I do is I just go around and pat the flour all the way around until it reaches and gets to every nook and cranny. Now you'll make sure that it's all up in the middle as well. This is what it looks like. Now we're going to flip it over this bag, and we're going to tap it. Try to get any excess flour out of there. And now that this pan is ready, we're going to get started on our cake. The recipe calls for 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm not sifting this beforehand. Maybe I should, but you know, I'm not going to. There's 1 cup, 2 cups, and 3 cups. We have 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're going to put in 2 cups of granulated sugar. First of all, I'm going to stir up all my dry ingredients together before I add my eggs and my oil. And I'm just using my wire whisk to whisk up the dry ingredients. I'm doing that beforehand. Now I have 3 eggs here. I'm just going to beat them just a little bit. Now I'm just going to add those 3 eggs to your dry ingredients. And now we have 1. This seems like a lot right here, but it's according to the instructions. It says add 1.5 cups of salad oil. So I used vegetable oil. You might be able to get away with some other oil. I'm not really sure at this point, but I've always used vegetable oil. Okay, so add eggs and salad oil, stirring until dry ingredients are moistened. So this is what we're going to do. Let me get my spoon. It seems kind of thick to me, y'all. Look at that. Look how thick that looks. Now we're going to add in 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract here, 1 can of crushed pineapple. No, not 1 can, 1 8-ounce, 1 cup of crushed pineapple. What am I talking about? 1 cup of chopped pecans. We're going to add 2 cups of chopped bananas. Now I wonder why this is called a hummingbird cake. Because hummingbirds love a lot of sweets. They love all that sweet stuff. Is stir until well combined. All right, it looks like it's pretty well mixed. So I'm gonna set this over to the side and I'm gonna spoon in the cake batter, 1 spoonful at a time in each pan. 1 spoonful at a time. There's one. Let me get to this one, get it a little bit closer to the bowl. There's one, a little bit more there. We're gonna spread it out a little into our cake pans. It's time to put these cakes in the oven. I'm gonna put all 3 of them on the top rack. Wow, they're slippery. They're quite slippery. That's what she said. That's what my son used to always say, y'all. That was his thing. That's what she said. We're going to cook this in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Now, you'll want to check it periodically if your stove, your oven, cooks faster than other stoves. Get yourself a toothpick, sit that in the center of your cake, and if it comes out clean, your cake is done. If it's not, you need to cook it a little bit longer. So we're going to place these in the oven. I'll be back once they're ready. We're going to go ahead and take these out of the oven. We're going to let these sit on the stove for about 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes is up, we're going to flip these over onto a cooling rack, and then we're going to let these completely cool. Now that we've let our cakes cool completely, it is time to make our frosting. We're adding 2 blocks of cream cheese. We did soften this. There's another block of cream cheese. We have 2 sticks of butter. 2 sticks. This is softened as well. Put that other stick in there. And now we're adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There was 1 teaspoon actually left in that bottle. Whoa, maybe a little bit more than I anticipated, but that's okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is use my hand mixer and start mixing on low speed until the butter and the cream cheese and all that have combined very well, very slowly. Okay, it's not all the way mixed in yet, but we're going to go ahead and start on adding our powdered sugar. I have a 32-ounce bag of powdered sugar. We're going to use the entire bag. Now, the ingredients that's in the recipe calls for 2 16-ounce bags, but I could not find that, so I went ahead and got the 1 32-ounce bag. Okay, we're going to start adding in our powdered sugar just a little bit at a time. We're supposed to mix this in with our spatula, but you know what? I think I might do that. And no, the recipe does not call for milk. This is going to be very thick, rich frosting. Fold it in until it gets nice and combined. I'm going to go ahead and try to start beating it with my mixer. We're just going to go ahead and start this on low. You know what? I'm going to turn it up a little bit. All right, so let's get to frosting our cake. This is what our cakes look like on the top, but I'm going to flip this over. You know what I'm going to do? Before I do that, I'm going to put just a little bit of icing right here so it doesn't move. I'm just going to place that right there in the middle. But we're going to go ahead and get frosting to this one right here. I don't know how much to use. So I'm just going to put a big old dab on there. Okay, so I'm going to stick to that right there. We're going to get another one of our cakes here. flip it upside down. See how beautiful? Now I'm going to put some more icing on top. Maybe a little bit more. And spread her out. Okay, we're going to put our last cake on. Here's our cake. Flip it upside down. Place it. Make sure it's even. Let me make sure it's even all around. Looks fairly even to me. All right, and we're going to top the top. We're going to frost the top. So here is our frosted hummingbird cake. Our last step is adding about a cup of chopped pecans on the top. Okay, here is the hummingbird cake that's been topped off with some chopped pecans. Okay, y'all, it is time to taste test this cake for you all. It is quite thick and dense. It's going to be rich. It's pretty heavy too. I'm going to try a bite for y'all. Here's your bite. And here's mine. It is delicious. It's sweet, y'all. If you don't like a lot of sweet, this ain't for you. But if you love sweet stuff, this is perfect. I hope you all enjoyed this episode on How Do You Cook Back to Basics. And if you did, please hit that like button and please do consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. Until next time, y'all. Bye-bye now.